Hey, good morning to you. Steve coming to you from Quakertown. It is early Monday morning, about 6:30, and it's as cool as it's going to get. And I'm just trying to take it easy today. Get a nice slow start. I finished off the final bit of coffee, really, that I have in the house. I'm trying to get off coffee for a while. I had been off of it from my heart attack. Got back onto it to clear the house of it. I had been given breathless today. A pound of the Christmas blend. And since it was a gift, I wanted to finish it up. And I did. Only to find I had another bag of coffee, and then Anna brought me a bag from Europe. So I will switch to green tea and try to wean myself off of caffeine. It's not just caffeinated coffee. So I find myself going after decaf just as much, even though I don't like it as much. But I'm just out for a short today. I hope to keep it less than 3 miles. Kind of up to Broad Street and back. Well, it's a nice weekend. A warm one. And no cooler today. I feel like I'm slurring. Heading up to 94. Humidity right now is 95%. There's a chance of rain later today. All right, well, I recorded a race report for an extra mile submission, so I will get that off to Kevin, and I need to work on some other post-production stuff. I was just curious. I know Jim uses music in his podcast that he must have gotten permission from the band or the production label of that band to use. And how do you go about doing that? Just, do you contact the artist? Do you contact the label to ask for permission to use? Because I've tried using a certain song by Randy Stonehill, and SoundCloud would always boot it off because it was copyrighted material. So just trying to figure out how to go about doing that, if anybody knows. Oh, we've got a very busy week ahead of us. At church, it's a camp week. It's called Music Camp. And basically the children of the church from, let's say, I don't know if it's elementary and middle school, they put on a musical that gets all rehearsed for and all decked out as far as stage setting and set design. Sorry about the cars. It all gets done in 1 week. One concentrated week. Now, that's not every little thing. So, for example, they had tryouts for the speaking and singing parts, and those kids get stuff early so they can practice and memorize. But all of the practice and fun takes place this week. Let's say from 9 a.m. until 12:30. So it's going to be a very hectic madhouse. Sorry, leaving this one half hour earlier is a lot noisier than leaving at 6 o'clock. Crossing over to Front Street. So I had the pleasure of meeting Cindy Field on Saturday at the 5K. She is a Norm fan. She discovered his podcast on iTunes and loves listening to him. And she's very pleasant. And she knows lots of people. And the fun thing was she knew many people that we know. So she runs with regularity the mother of a friend of our daughter's. Sorry, trailer noise. And that lady we know from our daughter's association through the swim team. Passing by a yard where the dog has gotten into the trash. Is chewing on some goodie it found. Owners are not going to be too pleased. All right, here on Hellotown Avenue. So it was really nice catching up with Cindy, meet somebody in person who you have only previously connected to online. She got second, I think, in her age group. And I got third, but I'm not sure that any more than 3 were running in my age group. So, yeah, I guess it wasn't a huge turnout, but I'd say it wasn't atypical. My friend Andrew, he got 5th overall, first in his age group. He ran a 20:38 or something like that, 5K. He's a young gun. Nice guy. But his fiancée just wouldn't enter. She likes golf, bowling, and tennis, but not running. I tried hard to persuade her to run with the slow guy. But she just wouldn't have it. Okay, I increased my duration to 3.5 minute jog. Now I tried this last week. I did not feel good the rest of Monday. So I'm trying to really be more conscious of my pace. And one thing I'll say about my pace during the 5K is that I wanted to keep it back because it was a warm morning, especially with the race starting so late. 8:30. So it warmed up quickly. But I got to talking to somebody early on, like within the first half mile, and ran and walked with her for a bit, and just found it was hard to really keep my mind on my pace. So eventually we split. And there was one part on the course where maybe 2 miles out, I wasn't certain if I was pushing too much. Let's see, running here in the middle of town. I'm on Broad Street now. Stop for cars merging from Front to Broad Street. I think I'll just run over to 3rd Street and then wheedle my way back. Wheedle? Needle? Wheedle. Is that a word? Wheedle my way back home. So that portion of the course is my only concern. And of course I was concerned how I would feel later, because the nausea usually comes an hour to 2 hours after running and feeling so good. All right, 3rd Street. And I will not try to cross. There we go. And that truck shouldn't have gone through the red light. At least I'm hearing my cues today. And that was important on Saturday too, hearing my cues. So I kept one ear bud plugged in so I could easily hear the buzzers to tell me to walk or run. So was able to keep that up. 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off. And I was surprised by my ending pace was just under 12 minutes. I really was aiming for 12:30 because I didn't want to push it, especially with as warm as it was. But all turned out well. It probably helped that I took extra rest during the week. And then also, because the 5K was a dash and dip in the pool. So after the race, after all of the awards, we had free access to the pool, just the 5K participants and their families, until noon, and then had access to it the rest of the day too, but we had exclusive access for those few hours. But I left a little before noon, I think 11:30. My son was working on a project and needed some guidance a little bit. I don't know if I've explained that. I'll explain that another time. It's a slow project, mainly because of the ignorance of father and son. Doing the little zigzag for 3rd Street that zigs on Juniper and then zags back onto 3rd over to Park. So I just was aiming to get the legs a little warmed up today. Let's see, I think my timing worked out pretty evenly for the run. So the 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off, where I basically finished in a set of intervals where I started with a run and ended with one. So I finished just shy of 38 minutes, I think. Morning. So the official timed results come out today. My unofficial, like 37 something, kind of varied between 45 and 57. That depends on which app I got started going when. So the rest of the day, we had a family picnic up near Walnutport, Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful hill country up there. Kind of the foothills of the Poconos. And then we got home around 7:30 or 8. And yesterday had a pretty chill day with Mrs. Hailstone. So it's funny, when I was talking to Cindy, she was telling me the story about how she learned about me on Norm's podcast, as he would say, Steve Hailstone. So she heard that enough times, so that way when we posted on a neighborhood site that we had lost a hubcap, she puts 2 and 2 together and tries to find out from Norm if I'm that same person, and then she reached out to me to find out if I'm that same reference from Norm. Good morning, kitty. Cat in the window. are on Park Avenue approaching Front Street. So Rebecca is overnighting with us. Pastor at Hilltown Baptist has had a young couples series for several weeks. Last night was the last of those evenings at his house with his wife, and encouraging couples who look like they're heading into a permanent relationship. Just getting them grounded and how to think about marriage and how to think through theirs. So one of the couples got married 2 weeks ago. So you could say they graduated. Then I think another couple was getting married either this weekend or soon. And then Wayne, some of the other couples are engaged. And Wayne is plotting such a thing. I am wearing today the shirt I wore to church yesterday. I forgot to sneak out of my bedroom with a more appropriate running shirt. So my nice shirt will get all sweaty today. Okay, well, I plan on putting up a couple of podcasts. I think I just have two, this one and one previous. Maybe three. So let's make sure I get to it. But probably not this morning. Maybe at a break in the action today at church. We'll see. Oh, Anna is safely in the Yukon. So they arrived in Whitehorse Saturday evening, about 8:30 Eastern Time. A long day of travel. So they went from Philly to Toronto to Calgary to Vancouver and then to Whitehorse. With layovers. So 14 hours of travel. Alright, I'm at the Q-Mart entrance and I'm going to skip it for physiological reasons. So I'm in more need of a bio break. Let's keep plugging away. I know, TMI. But I'm not far from home. Problem is there's no shoulder here on Station Road. I really don't wish to walk in people's yards, but alright, I think I will back up the jog to end this sooner than I am ended. So, a good 5K. All's well that ended well. So glad to report that. And thanks for all your support. So we'll talk to you again another day this week. So this is Steve, and happy mid-July. Bye now.